We are here in Cloverfield, one of our most popular collections for 2022 Home and Garden. And it has really taken off, and some of the elements that we have here on the table we're going to talk about today. I'm Leanne, I'm joined with Ken.
Good morning.
And you know, Ken is a fantastic designer for Melrose International. He has some fantastic tips for retailers about how to build your displays when you're utilizing a table. And table elements are just one of those things that we have to continually be updating, pulling some of our product in and out depending upon when it's arriving.
Correct. And it just goes on and on, as Leanne was saying. One thing that's very exciting about displaying right now on a table, we have so many trays. And if you're not utilizing trays in your showrooms or your stores, I think you need to, or even at home. Look what a tray can do to the top of a table. It can isolate certain products when you want to draw special interest to those items. As you're seeing those bunnies right there, they're incredible, but they would have just mixed in with everything else, but that tray gives a frame and isolates it.
And you know, you mentioned the bunnies, and I think it's really important while we're here in Cloverfield, we talk about this bunny, which is a little bit larger, and this pair of little bunnies, because did you know this is the #1 new item in Cloverfield that is sold, and this is #2.
Yes.
So the bunnies are incredibly popular, and there's 3 of them, but you would actually see this one is a #1 pick, and this is a #2 pick.
And the color here is what I really like too, because in Cloverfield, it sort of has that farm influence that's been popular for several years now. But this is a new take on farm, because we've never done farm with these soft blues, soft sage colors. So it's a new approach to an old familiar friend.
And I love the lavender inside of the containers that are here. And you know, we did talk about items on a tray, and we have to talk about this, because this is something that, guess what guys, for 2022, some things are arriving late. And that's what happened with these 2 items.
Yes, these 2 vases here, we're just debuted them yesterday here in Vegas. So if you came to the Atlanta or the Dallas show, you didn't see these vases. And they have that beautiful rib finish on the side, or the texture, and then that soft sage color that just works so well with all of our soft blues.
And I just like the glazing. The glazing is beautiful, and of course you can just put any kind of a bundle in there, and your bundle's ready to go. This just happens to be a blueberry bundle that were popped in there. And then we were talking about the table elements. There's certain things that retailers really need to make sure that if your entryway displays are looking a little blah, or you want to give them a little bit more oomph in going into a new season, or even just every couple weeks changing it up, peaks and valleys are what you said you look for.
Oh, totally. Peaks and valleys. You need that drama of that mountaintop exploding off of the tabletop. And that's easily done with lanterns, or even in this case, some of our long linear candlesticks holding just the candles. And that flicker of light just adds all that extra element of surprise in there and interest. But you got to get that peak and then drop it down to some soft valleys where you'll find some interesting, delicate little items on the tabletop.
And you know, that's what Melrose International is so good about doing, is selling those lanterns. And it's not just because the consumer wants to have a set of lanterns, but you as a retailer can sell outside of your lanterns. You can change them out every season. You can make sure that you can give them a little bit of a different look from time to time. And of course, when we have shipping and inventory issues, which a few people are running into right now, you want to be able to pop different things in and out and showcase it differently to move the eye across the table.
Exactly. And another little element here that's subtle, but it's so important, is color. The base of this table, we've displayed our new tablecloth that's exclusive to us with that chicken pattern on there, but there's a soft palette of blue that everything is resting on. And then to warm it up a little bit, we've added a little contrast of color with the lavender. Those lavender plants that you mentioned, those come pre-made in those containers. There's 3 different styles to pick from, but we also have brought that color of purple into this, and lavender with our new thistle blossom. We have that in 3 different colors, but it's a beautiful shade of lavender. It's very realistic looking, but that little pop or that little contrast of color just adds an additional amount of interest to the table.
And you know, you had me with pre-made. Anytime that I can have something that's pre-made and ready to go, I'm not as creative as you are, so I'm not going to go back and do the entire display, but having a pre-made piece, that's speaking to my heart.
And you're not alone out there. There's so many people just want to pull it out of that box and put it out on the table.
I love building the display and everything, but I don't want to build every single little piece. Let's talk about textiles for just a second. And I went over and I grabbed this from another collection because I wanted to talk about both of these. This is kind of the first year we brought in a lot of textiles for the tea towels.
Yes.
And these are going over very, very well. And the chicks, very, very cute, but they have their little red on their beaks and on their little gullet like that. But the red has been a bestseller, and I think it's because we're seeing that they're buying these two together.
Exactly. And the fun thing about this is you don't just get one pattern. This is a collection of 3, so there's 3 separate individual patterns in there, and they're all complements of each other, and they work so well together. But you're not just stuck with one pattern.
Look how easily these just pop together. I mean, you're talking about gifts.
Yeah.
This is easy. Ladies, I know how you go to a wedding shower, or you go to some kind of a housewarming or something like that. How many times do you want to grab something like this as a gift and throw a gift card with it and you're good to go?
Awesome. They're perfect.
Yeah, and I love that this one happens to be a versatile set that you can pick up from another collection, and they just kind of all go together.
And along with our textiles, we mentioned the tablecloth, we have placemats, runners, so many different things, and new pillows this season. So textiles.
Aprons.
Oh yes, I forgot.
The apron, you can even put the apron on.
Oh. So there's so many new things and so many exciting things to help accessorize your home and finish off any kitchen or any eating room.
Well, thank you very much for introducing us to another, what I would call award-winning set of table elements. It's wonderful for any visual merchandising.
Thank you, Leanne. I always enjoy being here.